When you buy Ackee, it is easy to assume you're dealing with a single, uniform crop, a standard fruit rolling out of tropical farms and into grocery stores. But look closely at the plant's biology as it prepares for harvest. A mature pod reacts to the environment by splitting open on the branch, exposing bright yellow, fleshy arils inside. This fruit does not have a single genetic profile. Botanists and agriculturalists recognize 12 distinct, highly specialized varieties grown around the world. This bar chart maps the geographic distribution and cultivation volume of those 12 cultivars. From Jamaica to West Africa, the footprint spans the globe. Choosing among them requires balancing 3 specific variables: physical texture, total crop yield, and harvest safety constraints. Selecting the incorrect variety for your operation directly threatens commercial viability and supply chain safety. The primary safety constraint in Ackee cultivation revolves around a specific compound, hypoglycin A. Unripe Ackee holds toxic levels of this compound. The plant's internal biological mechanism dictates that the toxins only dissipate when the fruit is fully mature and opens naturally on the tree. This toxicity is a standard, manageable agricultural variable. Farmers control it strictly through precise harvest timing, not by avoiding the crop altogether. Evaluating the 12 varieties is an exercise in matching the physical architecture of the specific plant to your operation's capacity to manage those harvest protocols safely. We can separate these 12 varieties into specific functional categories, starting with the highly delicate butter profiles. This matrix outlines the evaluation framework. The first column highlights the butter profile, defined by a soft, highly delicate structure. It requires high-maintenance inputs, specifically careful manual harvesting and protective packaging to keep arils from crushing. The culinary outcome is a rich, creamy aril that easily absorbs surrounding flavors, ideal for fresh, high-end plating. The commercial trade-off is severe. Butter varieties suffer structural failure during canning and possess a shorter transit shelf life. These cultivars demand expensive, high-maintenance logistics, but they are non-negotiable if your goal is a premium, fresh-to-table culinary outcome. Opposite the butter cultivars are the robust cheese profiles. Placing the cheese profiles side by side in our matrix reveals a direct contrast. These varieties are highly firm and robust. To make this firm structure palatable, kitchens must apply specific inputs, namely extended boiling times to soften arils. The outcome is durability. These arils maintain rigid structural integrity and yellow coloring even under intense industrial processing and canning pressure. The culinary trade-off is a lack of premium mouthfeel, reducing their appeal for gourmet markets. Cheese varieties sacrifice delicate culinary nuance to guarantee industrial survival, ensuring the product makes it through an extended global supply chain intact. Regardless of texture, field workers rely on a mandatory biological indicator called yawning to confirm that an Ackee pod is safe to harvest. A pronounced, safe yawn is visually distinct. The pod splits wide open on the branch, expanding to show the internal structure, and indicating that the hypoglycin A levels have dropped. Growers can make an operational input choice to plant specific varieties purely for their genetics, favoring trees that produce a highly pronounced, uniform yawn. The outcome of this specific selection is a set of unambiguous visual cues. It removes the guesswork for field laborers and mitigates toxicity risks. The agricultural trade-off is overall output. Varieties carrying the most uniform yawning traits often possess smaller canopies and yield fewer pods per harvest. Prioritizing yawning genetics means trading maximum commercial volume for streamlined labor and guaranteed supply chain safety. Operators must balance their tolerance for supply chain fragility against their strict need for structural durability. This flowchart maps out the decision logic. Everything stems from one central question: what is your primary operation? Commercial canners follow this specific path, leading directly to the robust cheese varieties. Canners must avoid delicate varieties, because subjecting a soft aril to industrial pressure and extended liquid submersion turns it into unsellable mush. Culinary professionals take this second path, ending at the soft butter varieties. Chefs accept higher sourcing costs and delicate logistics because achieving premium texture on the plate requires a creamy structural profile. Forcing an Ackee variety into the wrong commercial lane results in either structural collapse in the can or financial failure in the kitchen. The final persona on this map is the tropical agriculturalist, or home gardener. Growers taking this path are directed to prioritize genetics over texture, pointing straight to varieties with uniform yawning traits. Smaller-scale growers benefit from unambiguous safety markers and simple harvest labor over attempting to maximize raw tonnage. There's no objective best variety out of the 12 global options. A successful operation aligns agricultural inputs perfectly with the intended culinary or commercial output. The right Ackee variety is strictly defined by the constraints, the labor capacity, and the operational reality of the person harvesting, shipping, or cooking it.